Hi, Jackie here, sharing a layout for One Sketch 3 Ways, November 2025. This month's sketch is designed by Sarah, and the three of us will be using these new triangle templates that are available at A Little Magpie. As you can see, they all slot in together. And they're a stitching template as well as the outline template. So you'll see me as the video goes along. I use them both. So the collection I'm using is Carta Priates. I think it's from 2023. So it's a bit of an older collection. And I'm documenting a photograph of me and James when we were on the Disney Fantasy and we went to Pirates Night. So I'm just going through the 6x6 pad and I'm just selecting some pattern papers that are mainly red and black tones to the design. I don't want any, there are some blues in this collection, but I don't want to use any of the blues. So what I start doing, which I do wrong, I use the triangles as a template. So I'm just going to draw around the outside. And what I did, I drew on the side that I wanted to use. So you've got the pencil line. Instead of doing it on the reverse, anyway, you'll see that all I had to do was to rub the lines out. And what I'm going to use, I'm using this as a template like I've just said, and I'm also going to be using them as a stitching template as well on this piece of pattern paper. You'll see as I go along. So I'm just going to go around several of the different shapes, different sizes, different sizes on various pattern papers. And then I will cut some out just so they're just the pattern paper. So it's just like a die cut, if you will. And then the other ones I will unstitch around. So it is. So here I'm just going back over now and I'm just adding the holes through. It's a brilliant template because it's got the holes precisely about how you would want to stitch them. So I'm just going around the edge of the shape and just adding the stitching. So I've done all that. And I think it's this side when I realise that I've done it on the wrong side. Well, I put the pencil line on the wrong side. So anyway, I do rub it all off and then I start to handsaw. So before I cut the triangle out, I'm going to handsaw these this template. And I'm just using some black cotton from my stash. And I'm just doing a bog standard back stitch. So there it is. As a close up, obviously, and then I realise I've got to rub all the pencil line out, and then I do put the template over the reverse, mark it again, and then I will cut it out. So there it is. So I'll just mark it again, and then I can cut it out. Then I know that I've got the right depth to the template and straight edges as well. So I do that. I don't show you all the stitching I'm going to do and all the layouts. I'm still just rubbing things out. So I'm just going to cut out what I've the shape. So I've got I've got the template plus the unstitching features. So there they are all together. Now I need to put them onto my white cardstock background, trying to keep them in the same format as Sarah's sketch, which you can see in the top left hand corner, and then but then also making it my own, if you will, so trying to change it around. I do end up adding some extra bits because I just couldn't. I wanted it to be a bit more fuller. So as I progress, you will see a bit more. So I want to do as well, I want to add some unstitching using the stitching template directly onto my background paper. So which one I'm going to do in that red, as you can see on the left hand side. Before I do all that, I'm just going to back my photo, just leaving a slight border with pattern paper from this collection. So I'll just do two, and I do just distress the edge very lightly, distress all the edges. It's just to add another texture really to the layout, because it's got all the textures. I do use 3D foam pads as well, so that gives some of the triangles the raised effect. Plus it's got the hand stitching on the triangles, and then it will also have the hand stitching directly onto the background paper. So I've just cut it down to size using the pattern paper, and I'm just going to roughly distress the edges. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought then. So now I'm going to put it all together. I think I do skip forward a bit, so you'll see in a minute I start to put it together and then it does skip forward, because obviously it's just standard of putting everything together. Just making sure that I do want to stick as far as I can to the sketch, but then I want to add my own little bits and pieces into it to make it my own. So I've just added a piece of 3D foam to the top and put the bottom bit flat on the paper. I've also added 3D foam to the back of my photograph, and as you can see on screen, I've added the red stitching triangles to the bottom, to overlap two of the bottom triangles. You'll see some close-ups at the end, and also if you go over to my Instagram channel, which I'll leave a link in the description box below, you will see more close-ups of how I've done that. And now I've just gone through the bits and pieces. As this is not, I've only got this collection a few months ago. As it is an older collection, there wasn't many embellishments to go with it, so I'm just trying to see what I've got and trying to piece it all together. So that one at the top says fun at sea, because obviously we were sailing on the Disney Fantasy. And then I've got one from the sticker sheet, from the 12 by 12 sticker sheet, that says pirate fun. Sorry. And I've also got another piece label that says discover. And then at the bottom of my photograph, I do end up having, I've got some pirate charms, so I end up putting that down at the bottom. So as you can see, well, I'm trying to make it my own, because it was a Disney cruise. I wanted to make sure I had the Disney Mickey heads as well. So I've just got some. There was a pre-punch, so I've got some pre-punch Mickey heads, and which work really well with this layout. And I've just added two at the top, and then I also add some smaller ones as well, and extra triangles, which we'll see at the end. I think I do that. Well, I know I do that off camera. So I'm just trying to figure out where to put this piece, which says pirate fun. And like I said, don't forget to go and check out Helen and Sarah's layouts to see how they've interpreted this sketch. I'll leave a link to their YouTube channels in the description box below. So here are a few close-ups. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If you've got any comments, please leave below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.